Hi everyone, this is John from DesireFanatics.com. I'm back with a new video for you today, and it's going to be all about Gingerbread running on the HTC Desire. Now, I've seen quite a few videos of Gingerbread running on the Desire, most of them foreign, most of them just people sliding backs and forwards, showing you the menu, other bits and pieces, which is all very good, but it's not really what most people want to see particularly, certainly not me anyway. I just want to see what's new, what's improved, and how it works. So here we go. Now the ROM that I'm using is a Ginger Villain ROM, version 1.5 I think currently, and it's just Gingerbread basically, but stripped down to the basics, so you don't get loads of rubbish pre-installed with it, which is good to see from a custom ROM. So let's just talk about first the main changes that I've found which have been quite useful. Firstly, if you remember my favourite widget, the power bar, it's been vastly improved in Gingerbread, as you can see here. You have more options, more configuration settings, and it's just much better than the original one. If I go to add a widget, I can show you exactly what happens when you go to add it in. So here you can see you get to choose which buttons you'd actually like on the power bar. So you can see you can tick things, untick them, and they will appear on the bar once you've pressed OK. If I just cancel that, I'll go back to what I've got enabled here, which is obviously Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, which I think I might take off because I don't actually use Bluetooth, location, data connection here, which is similar to the other widget that I had, but not on the power control. Syncing, brightness, and hey, what's that? It's the 2G, 3G switch, which people have been wanting, well, me personally, have been wanting for a long time. So now, if I want to, I can just quickly go to 2G mode, or turn it back on once it's switched, and go back to 2G, 3G. So no more having to go through settings and bits and pieces to select what you use on your mobile network, which is great. The brightness has been improved slightly. You can now see it's in automatic mode, but you can now switch between obviously no brightness, medium brightness, full brightness, or automatic. I haven't really used automatic that much, so I'm not sure whether it's actually working to its full capacity, but I will find out, I'm sure, at some point. So yeah, syncing, mobile network, and other bits and pieces, but as you saw, if I just go back, you can now customize it much better to your needs. So I'll just go through them. Wi-Fi, that's obviously quite self-explanatory. Portable hotspot, GPS, mobile data, 2G, 3G, data sync, ring mode, screen timeout, orientation, brightness, flashlight, lock screen, airplane. So you know, it's much more customizable than the previous one. So once we've gone through these, just so you can have a quick look, you see it's very detailed, but there we go. That's the new power control bar. Now the next thing I want to show you is the messaging. I was a bit worried at first because the new keyboard, if I just zoom out slightly, it doesn't look as nice, I personally don't think it does, as the HTC Sense keyboard, and I was a bit worried that I wasn't going to get used to it, but actually using it for a short while now, it's actually quite good. So if I would type a message, it's very clever in the way it works, because if I press space to select everyone as the word I'm using, rather than having to switch on the keyboard to select a comma, full stop, exclamation mark and stuff, it now appears up here in this sort of quick access bar at the top. So if I wanted to put an exclamation mark after that sentence, bearing in mind there is now a space there because I pressed a space, I can just do it like that, and the space stays there, but the exclamation mark actually goes to the last word that I typed. So this also works in capitalisation of sentences. So if I write another sentence, okay, so rather than press full stop, if I just press space and start again, it puts a full stop in for me. So it does actually work quicker once you've got used to it than the previous input method, but it did take me a while to actually work out what was going on here, so hopefully this will give you a quick ideas how to use the keyboard. So there we go. Other nice things on the keyboard, you've got a quick access to smileys. If you're one of those people who likes to put smileys in, you click and hold and you can drag and select whichever one you're wanting to select. Obviously you've got the text to speech, speech to text here, and you've obviously got manual access to the different numbers and symbols, but pressing and holding on a letter with a number above it obviously brings up the actual number you're selecting, and obviously you've still got the other bits and pieces where you can select different types of characters depending on your locale. So that's messaging. It's just more efficient, I think, than the previous version. If I go back to settings, okay, here you can see some of the settings. So obviously that's the same as before, where you can delete old messages and the limit. And these are some of the other settings that you can add. Those are mostly the same. You've now got the option to send on enter if you that way inclined. And most of these I haven't actually used, as you can see. But there we go. Okay, so how's the browser on this version of Android? It's pretty quick actually, from what I've seen so far. I haven't used it to a huge extent, but it seems very snappy. Zooming in and out is very, very quick now. As we just go and take a look at this, the poor state of Japan, you can see how quick the page loads on CNN.com, which is pretty good. I can now obviously go straight around and start browsing bits and pieces, and even play the video if I wanted to. So yeah, it is better than the Froyo browser. Not quite sure why it's asking me to install the Flash player, but it doesn't like it obviously. But as you can see, it's nice and quick to move around. We can try another website. Let's go to eBay. Search for that. Click on their sponsored link just to make them pay a bit of money. Obviously it loads up the WAP version by default, but there should be a link somewhere down here to the classic mode. There we go. So there, that was extremely quick actually, almost too quick to see. So there we go. If I wanted to buy myself a single speed bike, I can do so with ease now. So there we go. That's the browser. Okay, some more improvements on the Gingerbread system is a quick link when you press the menu button on your phone to manage your apps. Previously you had to go through settings, applications and manage them that way, but this is a much quicker way of seeing what you've got installed and moving them between your internal storage and your external storage. I've currently got 71 megabytes free, and in the system I don't think I've moved everything to the phone, but it's you get a nice little notification down here to show you how much space you have on each device. So SD card 13 gigs free, but obviously on my internal storage I've only got 71, but I won't be installing things on there anyway, so that should give me plenty of room for caching bits and pieces. But the management is much better. The support for apps to SD works much better as well. So it's, as you can see here, if you tick a box like I'll do here, although I won't use that actually because I'm currently in the middle of downloading something, but it's as simple as just ticking a tick box here, pressing move to SD card, and away it goes. Obviously you do need the ext partition on your card, but you hopefully know how to set that up for you. Okay, I'll show you the camera app quickly, Personally, I absolutely hate this. Being used to the HTC application, but as you can see, it comes in this horrible, weird grayscale type camera application, where you can obviously switch between camera or video mode here, and you've got settings here which are just doesn't look very nice. I don't know whether this is what the Google system is normally like, but I'm used to a nice fancy camera without all this rubbish and this strange border down the side here, so not a huge fan of that. The picture taking is, as you can see, very, very noisy. I'm sure you can turn that down, but yeah, I'm not impressed. Its focusing capabilities don't seem to be as good as the Sense ROM that I had on before, which is a bit of a shame really, because I did take quite a few photos when I was out and about. So there we have it. There's not really much else to show you. Oh, there is, sorry. The new status bar at the top of the screen. Here you can see, if you pull down the status bar, you get obviously your operator name here, but you also get a quick access to your wireless, Bluetooth, location and volume. So you can switch to vibrate or mute as quickly as just tapping the button. So that's quite good. If you're not using the control bar, or if you're in the middle of an app and you don't want to come out, you can just scroll that down and then tap on whichever thing you need to. So I've only had the ROM installed for just over a day now, so not a good amount of time really to, you know, make a statement on the battery life at all. At the moment, I mean, I've been downloading music all day and it's 48%, which isn't a fair test, but I'm sure I can do a test at some point when I have a bit more time, and we can just test it, compare it to Froyo, compare it to I can't remember what it's called now, the one before Froyo, and yeah, we'll just see if there's improvements on the battery life as well, because there's bound to be. How much is anyone's guess, but certainly with the speed of the new system, it's hopefully quite substantial, I hope. I'll show you the lock screen just before I stop. This is also, you can customise what you see on this screen, so obviously date, battery life and any alarms set, and you've got a rotary unlock bit here, which means you slide to unlock rather than pulling down on the Sense ROMs, or you can also actually set here to be on vibrate mode or turn the sound back on. So a bit fancy, but I don't think I'll be using that too much. So I hope you found this video more useful than some of the other videos that are on the YouTubes, because just swiping around and rolling through menus isn't really that interesting to me. As it's nice as it is, how quick and smooth it is, it doesn't really show off what the new features of the phone are. So hopefully it was useful to you. If not, very sorry to waste your time, but what can I do? So until next time, this is John from DesireFanatics.com. Goodbye.